evening and welcome to House and Home. Good evening, Irene.
Good evening, Susan.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
That's good. How was the weekend?
Oh, the weekend was okay considering it was very wet and dull, so I just stayed indoors.
Yeah, I did pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, Easter's just around the corner and you would have noticed on supermarket shelves, chocolate Easter eggs and of course sitting in the bakery racks, hot cross buns. Now, Easter isn't all about the wonderful goodies that are made available at this time of the year. It's also a time where we reflect on how Jesus Christ died for us on the cross to pay for our sins, the ultimate sacrifice that was made in order for us to be able to forgive as He has forgiven us. For those who don't get to celebrate Easter in your own special way, take time out the coming long Easter weekend and spend time with the family. Maybe share a special meal of Thanksgiving.
On with the show. On House and Home this evening, Chef Teresa shares her most loved recipe on crispy chicken on the GFI Cooking with Flame segment. Dr. Ambi talks on the topic of legal and illegal drugs on mental health. Lester gives us a few pointers on how to get legally connected on the PNG Power segment. Our friends from the fire service are back with more fire safety awareness, and we get to check out more fantastic great buys for quality products at affordable prices over at Brian Bell. Now let's head over into the House and Home kitchen and with Chef Teresa cooking up a delicious and healthier version of crispy chicken. Enjoy.
Hello viewers and welcome back to another GFI Flame Flour Baking segment. Our recipe for tonight is crispy chicken, and right in front of me are the ingredients for tonight's recipe. Firstly, we have chicken cube, 1 chicken cube, 1 cup of cornflakes, 4 egg whites, 1 cup buttermilk, 1 cup wholemeal flour, chicken pieces, and 1 cup breadcrumbs. Okay, firstly, before you do your baking, make sure you preheat your oven to 180 degrees before you bake your food. Okay, firstly, let's marinate the chicken with the buttermilk. You will marinate the chicken for 3 hours in the fridge. Okay, here we have the chicken already been marinated. Now we will crumb it in our mixed crumbs. These are the breadcrumbs, so we will mix it. Firstly, put in the breadcrumbs, cornflakes, and the chicken cube. Combine the first ingredients. Okay, before coating the chicken pieces, make sure you drain out the buttermilk. Okay, now we will toast the chicken pieces in the wholemeal flour like this. Toast it up like this, and then in the egg white. And then into the breadcrumb mix. After coating the chicken with the breadcrumb mix, just put it on the baking tray like that. Just put it straight onto the baking tray like that. Why we use plain flour to coat the chicken or chicken pieces is to hold the breadcrumbs so that you can have a nice crispy chicken. Alright, I've already set the oven to 180 degrees Celsius and our baking for the crispy chicken. Our timing for the crispy chicken will be 30 to 35 minutes in the oven. Alright viewers, this is how your crispy chicken will look like. Nice and crispy with wholemeal flour. You can see I have used wholemeal plain flour to do the coating for the crispy chicken. So there you have it, crispy chicken. You can have it with a healthy salad or with rice, or you can have it with any potato chips which you wish to have your crispy chicken with. I have selected the salad to go with the crispy chicken. Well, viewers, I have used wholemeal plain flour to do the crispy chicken. Thank you, viewers. Hope you got some ideas on how to coat your chicken with wholemeal plain flour. Thank you for watching this program tonight, and hope to see you same time next week on House and Home.
Plain flour cooking, prime time way.
Definitely, you cannot go wrong there with that recipe. Perfect for those get-togethers on weekends, or even for those picnics at one of those great picnic sites located outside your city zones. Thanks again, Chef Teresa, and I can't wait to see what you'll have cooking for us next week on the GFI Baking with Flame segment. Next up, Dr. Ambi joins us talking on legal and illegal drugs. You'll be surprised how much counterfeit drugs are sold out there. See you shortly after these messages.
Welcome to Mental Health segment once more in our House and Home. Well, viewers, past few segments we have been talking about the drugs, illegal drugs. Why na mi kisim disla time lo tok lo disla side, emi got big bla concern blo come up blo side blo all doctors or nurses or all other health workers, because think blo you me also make him PNG or man Mary Staplo PNG must stay healthy. Today's topic we're going to touch in a different way. That means we're going to talk about prescription drugs, the misuse and use of them. Well, in the past segment, we talked about the illegal drugs which has been misused, abused, and even used, and the effects we have been hearing that. Today's, why did we choose this prescription drug use and misuse is very important because of drug resistance. There are plenty old man Mary die lo TB or kind lick sick, and we come bring him sampla ting blom mipla lo why na all suppose you got TB, you kiss him medicine, you know not come up good. Why? Because of the resistance. So now by me talk lo disela evening or same talk about that the prescription drugs, I want to tell all the viewers, anytime when you are sick, what do we take? We take Panadol, or we take aspirin, or anti-malarials like quinine or chloroquine, amoxil, now kind medicine, you me by kissing. One him kind sick, doctor by talks away, you must kiss him this drug. The problem blow one time old man Mary law hap law now yet all yet come up law diagnosis now all go by him medicine law kind place. And this line come up with some big black concern, because suppose you may not change him this la pattern of passing, can bag up him all medicine in on up walk lo all sicky you kiss him one him kind medicine or right medicine too in on up walk. One plus something me like talks away or same time you take any medicine, time you put him below mouse and by go inside lo bell. Now suppose you got kus, okay, amoxil or one M kind kus medicine or doctor M give him, emi go inside na emi got way law bite him. This la binatang blow or who's bite him or lick like say malaria you got mosquito bite him na malaria parasites emi stop na medicine by bite him this la parasite so that you come up good. Now the problem is time you kiss him go for to give that medicine come from professionals. It's called pharmaceutical. And we call or medicine or salim lo one plahab only got license, only got medicine, right medicine now all get something and me stop lo this lahab. So important through lo plenty all Papua New Guinea all citizen blow you me Oli go na painim amoxil or TB treatment medicine na all kind chloroquine na kind lo kind place or kissim blow road or 1+ store marking blow way lo licensing lo give him medicine. So now one concern you me got now one plus first thing the drug resistance. That means time you kiss him this kind drug, now time you go kiss him right drug again, not work lo you. Okay, so it's important you go to the right doctor, now kiss him right prescription, go to the pharmacy straight, you must kiss him medicine. Lo 1+ shop or 1+ man give him lo 10 toya or 5 toya, you give him and he come also big tripla problem and important through you mean on up kiss him this kind way lo treat him one kind sick blow you got. Now plenty time you me thinking most one kind medicine through medicine or me get some poison or one something me stop inside you me no save. So that is a very reason you me must go kiss him right prescription, go to lo right doctor or right pharmacy lo kiss him right medicine. Now suppose you pining way lo man Mary Salim nothing lo wrong road or one hub important through lo talks away lo health department or talks away lo 1+ all stakeholders all can look lo this last side because end of the day by causing trouble blow all get a Papua New Guinea and all get a future generation blow you mean yet straight. Now, repetitive like this, especially the medicine, the prescription drug is like if you go and keep again and again, and it is going to take a big danger. So let me tell every one of you, are you, first of all, when you buy something from the road, think, are you getting the right drug? Is it gammon or through? And one something you buy because it can interact with your other drugs you are taking, and it can kill you, it can make you addiction, it can make drug resistance. So your take-home message today, don't buy drugs from any stores. Always see the doctor, get the right diagnosis, and get the right prescription. Go to the licensed pharmacy, go back to the right place, and never ever buy on the road or any shops who are not right enough to give you the medicine. If you are misusing this way, can bugger up him life below you me. So viewers, it is a little take-home message for you and I to remember whether you are prescribed or illegal drug or whatever the drugs, when you put something in your mouth, remember it has got a great harm to you and me, inside lobel below you me, and it can cause even death. So viewers, take this very serious and remember what you are taking when you are sick. So let's put God first and always remember that we are the best people, we are God-chosen people. We must change today and bring good and make him all Papua New Guinea #1 straight. Until next segment, take care and God loves you all. Bye-bye now.
That was Dr. Ambi and some very good advice given. If you by any chance come across people selling prescription drugs and any form of medication that should be sold only in pharmacies, do yourself a favor and don't entertain the sale by even purchasing off the street. Counterfeit drugs may do you more harm than good. Now, are you a new homeowner to a newly established property that may obtain a legal connection of power to your home? This next segment is just for you. Lester explains on how to get legally connected to power. That's coming up next on the PNG Power segment right after the break.
Good evening and welcome to PNG Power's second segment. Tonight I am going to explain on how you can go about getting a legal connection for electricity to your premises. Lately, there have been a lot of illegal connections uncovered around the country, and we want you to follow the right processes in getting electricity connected to your home. There are two types of ways to get electricity connected to your premises. The two ways are through existing lines and installation of new lines. Let us first look at getting electricity supply to existing lines. There are several reasons where electricity may be disconnected by PNG Power, and you need to fill in forms to get electricity supply reconnected. Disconnection of electricity supply to the premises may have been done due to non-payment of accumulated monthly bills over a period of time. Disconnection may occur due to illegal connection. Disconnection may have been carried out upon request by the landlord or tenant. For reconnection of power supply to the premises, the tenant or landlord will have to pay up any outstanding bills or see the PNG Power Credit Control Office to come up with some arrangements if the disconnection was due to outstanding power bills. If there have been an illegal connection and PNG Power disconnected the supply, PNG Power will give the customer an estimated bill based on the previous bills for the period that the customer was receiving electricity illegally. He is also required to pay his bill plus the cost of reconnection. If the meter is damaged, the tenant would have paid the cost of a new meter as well. For those people who moved into a new premise where the electricity supply has been disconnected, they will have to go to a PNG Power office and fill in a reconnection form and pay the fee before supply can be reconnected. Now let's look at new connections. For new connections, the property owner needs to engage a licensed electrical contractor who is registered with PNG Power. The contractor is required to fill in a form, and the contractor would go to one of our inspectors to inspect the installation site. After the inspection, a quotation for service and metering fee will be issued to the contractor. The contractor is then required to fill in the intention to connect electricity form and submit it to PNG Power office. In this form, the contractor is required to list down what types of equipment and appliances and the number of power points, etc. that would be installed in the new premises. Once the work is completed, the contractor is required to fill in the notice of completion form and submit it to PNG Power office so that the inspectors can do a final inspection of the wiring. Upon receiving payments for service and metering quotation, service lines will be strung by the linesman and EasyPay meter will be installed by the contractor. The PPL inspector will check and commission the electrical installation to PPL standards and safety requirements. The PPL inspector will then issue a certificate of approval, but if the wiring fails to meet the PPL standards, the inspector will issue a defect notice which will require the contractor to redo the wiring. He has to fill in another notice of completion so that the inspector will inspect the place again. The tenant can start to use the electricity only upon the issuance of the certificate of approval. Just a few words of reminder. Always engage a contractor that is registered with PNG Power. Make sure the contractor fills in the relevant forms before he commences the wiring job. Always pay your fees at PNG Power office and make sure you get an official receipt. Before I go, a safety reminder. Illegal connection can kill or cause fires. Thank you very much for tuning in, and please live safely with electricity.
Very useful information there, and thank you once again, Lester, and we look forward to hearing more on PNG Power and keeping safe with the use of electricity. We'll be back with more on House and Home after the break, where our friendly firefighters join us on fire safety. I'll see you soon.
Good evening. Welcome to another fire safety segment. Tonight we'll be talking about home fire safety checklist. It is important to ask yourself these questions. Do I have working smoke alarms installed in the appropriate areas? Do I have fire blanket and extinguisher in my home? Can I quickly locate the nearest firefighting equipment? Do I have a home fire escape plan? Is my plan displayed prominently? Do I regularly check my appliance and power leads for any malfunctions or damages? Do I constantly check my kitchen while I am cooking? Do I keep all clothing and finishing away from heat-producing equipments? Do I switch off any electricity at night before going to bed? Do I remove flammable materials such as excessive paper or chemicals from my home? Have I replaced candles with battery-powered lanterns for emergency lighting purposes? Do I keep the ground near the house clear of leaves, woods, and the bushes short? Do I physically check cooking equipment or electrical items before using them? If you have security doors and windows, make sure the keys are left in or next to the locks when you are in the house. That's all we have for tonight. Hope you took note of the checklist. Otherwise, you can go to your nearest fire station and pick up a home fire safety checklist for you and your family. That's all we have for tonight. Hope you took note of the checklist. Otherwise, you can go to your nearest fire station, pick up a home fire safety checklist up for you and your family. Until then, have a pleasant evening. Keep safe. I am Inspector Simon. Good night.
After the break, it's the best buys and best prices at Brown Bell.
Hey, hey, Mr. B.
Good evening and welcome to another Brown Bell segment on House and Home. I'm your host for the evening, Bill Neal. We're once again taking a look at the great range of Tramontina products down here at Brown Bell. This time though, we're looking at Tramontina products that can assist you outdoors. Outdoors, but specifically hardware outdoors. Products that can make your carpentry or your DIY duties a little bit easier. I'll also touch on a few random agricultural products that are not your usual products. So without further ado, let's go take a look at the products and educate you a little bit more about the agriculture department down here at Brown Bell. Tramontina sell quality products. The difference in their products are in the materials used to make these products. That coupled with the added benefits, making it more ergonomic, the handles and bits and pieces like that, the safety. These are the main things that Tramontina use to differentiate their products from other manufacturers' products. How can you improve a hammer, I ask? Some people like to put a rubber grip on the hammer, just to make it a little bit more safer and ergonomic. Other people, they change the design, which means that you're going to use the hammer for a different application. But when you boil it all down, a hammer is a hammer. At the end of the day, it is just something that you use to bang in a nail. So in introducing the Tramontina Pro and Master products to you, I do need to touch on why Tramontina are so successful, because that'll give you an insight into why they enjoy the success that they do today, worldwide. Also, feel free when I'm talking about the benefits to apply it to the extensive range of Tramontina products, because the same due diligence is carried out in all their products, and this is evident to see. And you never know, you might become a Tramontina fan, such as myself. Here is some of the Tramontina hardware range. It is broken up into two groups. There is a Tramontina Master range and the Pro range. Both ranges offer similar products but are described as catering to different markets. The Tramontina Pro are professional tools suitable for industry, whilst the Tramontina Master are suitable for more domestic use. In saying this though, both ranges can be used interchangeably if need be. Now I'm pretty sure it's safe to say that we all know what these are. Yes, that's right, they're saws. Well, did you know that although they have the same shape, it's actually the number of teeth per inch that make these saws different to each other and more suitable for different applications. See, the simple rule here is this: the more teeth you have per inch means the finer cut you'll get. Let's take, for example, this 7 teeth per inch saw. All right, the teeth are very close together, which means it gives you that fine finish, which is perfect for cutting corners or flat surfaces. Now, for the saws that have the least number of teeth, such as this 5 teeth per inch saw over here, you can see that the teeth are spaced apart, which means that it has a different finish, which is rougher. Hence, the teeth per inch are what you need to look at when you're looking at saws. Mr. Schofield, my design and technology teacher, back when I was in grade 7, taught me a valuable lesson. He told me a test that I could use to test whether or not I was dealing with a quality saw. So here it is. The test was you just bend the saw backwards, hold it in that position for a couple of seconds, and then release it. If the saw was to go back to a straight line or close to a straight line, you knew that you were dealing with a quality product. So here we go. I've got the saw and we're bending. We're bending and we're bending and we're bending. And as you can see, I'm holding it in this position now for something about 4 or 5 seconds. All right? And then we're going to let it go. You have to be careful when you do this. Let it go. And bang. Without even doctoring anything, you were dealing with a straight saw. So Mr. Schofield, thanks for the test. And we put Tramontina to the test, to the Schofield test, and you've come up trumps. There are different sorts of pliers, as there are hammers and saws. You could have combination pliers, electrician's pliers, which have cutting teeth, diagonal cutting pliers, snipe nose pliers, or flat nose pliers. Each of these pliers mentioned are used for different applications, but they all possess the same qualities. Now, all these pliers are made out of forged, hardened carbon steel bodies. Special hardening has been put in the teeth, and the grips can insulate you from up to 1,000 volts of electricity. Apply the same characteristics to products like the water pump pliers, which are available in triangular or curved jaw. So once you have tried and tested Tramontina, then you will realize that yes, what Bill is saying is correct, and that Tramontina is a quality product. You will develop a preference for this product. Then you will find that Tramontina has an extensive range of products that are industry and even job specific. It is only then that you will develop a habit well worth getting into, because as in real life, you get what you pay for. And when you buy Tramontina, you can expect quality. I know what a carpenter's belt is supposed to look like. And every time I look at one, I see a chisel on there. I suppose it must be, a fairly important product. Well, how can you improve a chisel? Sort of like the hammer, the faithful old chisel. You can't really do too much to improve on it, can you? But Tramontina can give you 2 options. Would you like a wooden handle or a plastic injected handle? You see, it is this attention to detail, this attention to the customer's needs that make Tramontina produce quality products all the time. After tool belts came toolboxes. Tramontina, being the company that it is, and like other companies, it started to make products that were specific to the needs of their customers. All right, so this is when Tramontina started to put out sets. Wrench sets, chisel sets, spanner sets, ring spanner sets, and the list goes on. As I've been saying throughout the duration of the segment, Tramontina products are of the highest quality and are guaranteed to be tested. Why do you think we stock them? I mean, you've got screwdrivers that are torque tested, you've got handles that are insulator tested, and these are just some of the ways that Tramontina differentiate their products and make them more suitable for the end users, you. We all know the Tramontina bush knife. Why? Because it is a top-class product. Now, we are very heavily reliant on agriculture as a nation, and as a result of this, I've grown accustomed to working the land. Tramontina just has a few products that can assist you with this. Now, I'm going to have to steer away from the usual Tramontina bush knife, spade and axe, because you already know these products. And I'm going to touch on a few of the other products that make up the range that is Tramontina. The utility prune saw is a great product. Sturdily designed, it can be used to cut many things. It has a hardened and polished stainless steel blade that comes with a plastic cover to prolong the life of your utility saw. Pruning clips are also worth a mention in this section, as well as the shearing hedge and the lopping hedge. This is just the Tramontina range down here at the Brian Bell Home Centre. There are many more products on display at your local home centre. When you need assistance outdoors, you need to think Tramontina. So there you have it, folks. When you want tremendous outcomes outdoors, whether it be in the garden or in the tool shed, think Tramontina. And when you think Tramontina, think Brian Bell, because, ladies and gentlemen, great products, great prices. That is Brian Bell. Thank you for having another night with us, and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Hey, hey, Mr. B.
Well, that's all we have for you this week. On the show next week, Chef Teresa bakes an upside-down meat pie on the GFI Cooking with Flame segment. Our friendly mechanic Vincent shows us how to change our tires and what to do and what not to do. And we get to check out more fantastic great buys for quality products at affordable prices over at Brian Bell.
As I mentioned at the start of the program, Easter is not too far away and it's a great time for family togetherness. Make an effort and prepare a special meal and get your family to sit around to share and enjoy. Have a wonderful week and we hope to have your company on House and Home next week.
Have a wonderful evening. God bless and good night.